I think more people believe the outcome of MC12 is an incredible achievement. It's a hard-won achievement, especially after the almost 5 years negotiation since Buenos Aires Ministerial Conference. And I think that just because of the crisis in Europe, members have more sense of urgency to reach some agreement.
The partial waiver of intellectual property on the COVID-19 related vaccines and also other medical tools. Some say this is really something. It would help a lot of people. And yet others say, well, you know what? It's not going to help everyone in the developing world. There's a sort of skepticism as well.
I think the Africa will be the major beneficiary of this triple waiver agreement.
What do you mean by that?
In some African countries like South Africa, like Egypt, they have some capability of manufacturing. If the most vulnerable country, LDCs in Africa, if they have any infrastructure, the manufacturing capability, even they have this waiver, even they have the license, they couldn't produce the vaccine. For those countries I just mentioned, they may benefit from these TRIPS waivers. Having said that, I would like to mention that TRIPS waiver is a kind of exception to the protection of intellectual property, right? And the function of WTO is to encourage innovation through implementing the IT protection. So we have to strike a balance between, the flexibility the vulnerable country need, and also, the holders of the patent, the producer of the vaccines, mainly in the developed countries. I don't want to argue who is right, who is wrong, but to strike a balance to keep encouraging the innovation at the same time, to give the flexibility to the poor countries.
So now in retrospect, what do you think are the key words that you guys keep on emphasizing on so that eventually we see really the success?
I think the key word is compromise. All the members want to reach agreement. They need to find a balance of their interests, to show flexibility, to compromise here and there. With this spirit, the WTO can move forward. I witness, the professional negotiations among different members, especially for the major players. We all know there's the trade tension between China and the United States, but I witness the delegation of China and delegation of the United States. They sit down together to negotiate on the issue, which are important for both of them, and they reach consensus. And this kind of professionalism in the multilateral trading system is very helpful. The mutual trust can only be accumulated through those detailed negotiations. We can accumulate the small wins for the big ones. So of course, there are different views, different interests, but if they can sit down, as you mentioned, face to face and conduct a negotiation in a professional manner, they can find a solution. Not only for the two countries, but for the rest of the world.
I wondered how many hours did you sleep over the past 5 to 6 days, Mr. Ambassador? Just be frank and honest with me.
I couldn't sleep last night and the night before last night. Two colleagues of mine, another two DDGs, two ladies, Angela and Annabella, I think they couldn't sleep for the whole week.